So he says that he attempted to break her neck, didn't work, and so that he used his hands.
Yes, sir, correct.
And he said one hand or two hands?
I asked him whether he used one hand or two hands, and he stated he used two hands.
Two hands. So, and I just want to make sure, so now we're in the second interview. What is he now telling you that he did with her body once he killed her?
He stated that he had her in the back of the van for a short period of time and then took her to the bamboo.
Now, during this interview, what are you trying to do during this interview?
I'm just trying to find Athena. That's just trying to figure out where she's at.
At this stage, notice how the investigator keeps redirecting the conversation back to one objective: finding Athena. In major criminal investigations, locating the victim often takes priority over everything else. The questioning isn't focused on winning an argument. It's focused on getting actionable information. And that's a critical distinction that can shape an entire case.
Now, as far as after he, according to him, after he dumps her body in the bamboo, we've talked a lot about that. Where does he say that he went next after that?
He stated during the course of that interview that he went to the Loves to get some cleaning supplies for the truck, and then he went back to the station.
So just for those of us that don't know, is it Love's a convenience store?
Yes, sir.
Is it also a truck stop?
Yes, sir.
And is there a Love's in fairly close vicinity to where that would have been happening?
Yes, sir.
Do you know where that one's located?
This is one of those moments that can hit a courtroom hard. According to the testimony, the suspect isn't describing evidence of a struggle in the way many people might expect. Instead, the focus shifts to cleaning the vehicle afterward. That raises an uncomfortable question for jurors. What does behavior after a crime reveal about a person's state of mind? Let me know in the comments. How much weight do you think post-crime actions should carry when evaluating a case?
I can't remember the approximate address or location, but we had investigators follow up with that location as soon as we found that information.
All right. So Love's truck stop, that's what he said, clean up the truck. What did he tell you that he was cleaning up?
He stated that he was cleaning up vomit and feces.
Okay. Whose vomit?
His vomit.
Whose feces?
Athena's.
During the course of your time being a ranger and being in law enforcement, have you ever heard the term used with a suspect when you're interviewing them that they're playing the victim?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what does that mean to you?
Essentially, there's no accountability. It's just blaming everybody else.
But then?
Correct, yes, sir.
And in this case, when we're talking about Tanner Horner in his interview, does he take on that role during that part of that interview? Playing the victim?
Yes, sir, he does.
And just give us a general, we're going to be able to listen to it, but give us a general overview of what he does from your recollection.
Here's an important legal and psychological theme emerging: accountability. The prosecutor is building a narrative that the suspect consistently shifted responsibility elsewhere, whether to circumstances, employers, equipment, or other factors. Whether jurors ultimately agree is up to them, but you can already see the prosecution laying the foundation for a pattern of behavior rather than focusing on a single statement.
To play the victim, so to speak.
Just never any accountability as far as what transpired. Obviously, I knew a lot of the facts in reference to this investigation, including some facts that I was collecting during the course of that interview. So throughout that course of that interview, I know he's continuously lying to me, and it's very self-serving because he knows if he tells me the truth.
Objection, Your Honor, that calls for speculation as to what Mr. Horner may or may not have known.
Sustained. Without speculation.
Correct, yes, sir.
Say your question again.
I said, without speculating, is anything you can finish your answer if you want to.
Just a lot of blaming everybody else and no accountability.
And as part of this, when you say that he's blaming other people, you said that he blamed possibly FedEx for not having a working backup camera, right?
Yes, sir.
Which, from what you're telling me, would have led to him backing into her, right?
Presumably is what he was implying.
Right. Which you've already said that's a lie.
Yes, sir.
And so, with regard to any other place where he laid blame for being responsible for Athena's kidnapping and murder,
Yes, sir.
was there any other person, place, or business that he laid blame for causing her murder?
Not that I can recall, other than him blaming his long hours and his work and some of the things going on in his life.
All right. All right. So I'm going to ask you to tell me about Zero.
During the course of these interviews, Tanner implied that he was sometimes referred to as Zero, which through the course of my investigation and through the time that I talked to Tanner, it was...
Now the case takes a strange turn. The introduction of Zero isn't coming from investigators. According to this testimony, it's an alter ego the suspect himself described and named. Moments like this often become major talking points in high-profile trials because jurors must decide what they're actually hearing: a genuine psychological issue, a coping mechanism, an excuse, or something else entirely. It's one of the most debated aspects of many interrogation videos.
Something he made up, that an alter ego that he made up for himself, and stated that sometimes he would be referred to as Zero.
And so during this investigation, that's when this person, alter ego, comes up.
Correct, yes, sir.
And at what point during the questioning does this made-up person come up?
Yes, sir. Throughout the course of these next couple of interviews, the name Zero and that fake personality or alter ego comes up.
Did he tell you how he made it up and how he created it?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about that.
He stated it was something that he and his wife had discussed in the past, and he named it after one of his band, and actually had a tattoo on his arm that had Zero on his arm.
So he created it and he named it.
Correct, yes, sir.
He made it up.
Yes, sir. To the best of my knowledge, yes, sir.
Okay. And so during any of this, when we're going to hear this, how does Zero come up in the course of your investigation?
At one point during the course of this interview, he writes something on the board when I step out of the room.
The Ranger's answer here is revealing. Investigators frequently use rapport-building techniques during interviews, and the goal isn't necessarily to agree with the suspect. It's to keep the conversation going long enough to uncover facts. The message is essentially, call yourself whatever you want, just keep talking. From a strategy standpoint, that's a fascinating glimpse into how interrogations can unfold behind the scenes.
I asked him what that was about, and he stated it wasn't him, it was Zero. We talked briefly about it, and then throughout the further course of the investigation, when I was hitting roadblocks, again, all I'm trying to do is find Athena. I played his game, and I spoke to Zero.
So during this course of interview, all you had to do is just start talking to him like that? Is that what you're telling us?
Yes, sir.
And did you miraculously get answers when you started talking to him like that?
Yes, sir. At that point, I did.
All right. And how long did he play this game?
Until after we recovered Athena's body.
Okay. And I know we've said that there are multiple interviews that are done, including one that's a re-interview on December 7th. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Is he still playing this zero game all the way until December 7th?
Yes, sir.
Did you believe any of this?
No, sir.
Then let me ask you, Ranger, why play into it if you don't believe it?
It's obviously a common technique that we use to maintain that rapport and to play into that, because ultimately it's about...
And this final detail may be one of the most striking. The testimony describes someone who appeared calm, conversational, and even capable of joking during interviews about an extremely serious investigation. For many viewers, that contrast can feel jarring. As the video evidence is introduced, pay attention not just to what is said, but how it's said, because demeanor can leave a lasting impression on everyone in the courtroom.
Locating Athena and getting the truth. And if whatever he wants to be called, I'm willing to do that, as long as it means actually getting to the truth.
So what you're saying here, you'd have called him Yogi Bear if it got to the truth. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir. I'd have called him anything as long as I could find Athena.
Okay. Now, during this interview that we're going to see here in a minute, tell me a little bit about Tanner Horner's ability to understand and answer your questions. Is he able to do that?
Yes, sir. He is.
And when I ask that, what I mean is that you've indicated that you're going to ask him some questions in that interview. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And his answers to those questions, were they responsive to your questions?
Yes, sir.
What I mean by that is, if you ask him what happened next, right, was he able to explain what happened next?
To a certain extent.
Okay. And so during this interview, when you're going through it, whether you're talking to Tanner or this person he made up or what have you, is he able to understand those questions and provide answers?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then also, let me ask you, during this interview, what's his demeanor during this interview?
His demeanor through the course of these interviews was very laid back. I mean, he wasn't worked up, had a cool, calm demeanor, cooperated, spoke, was articulate, joked around, made jokes at times, made jokes inappropriately sometimes. And again, was able to maintain that rapport and continue to talk to him.
When you said he made jokes, do you remember anything he was joking about during this?
There's not a particular joke that I recall, but obviously when we watch the video, it's very apparent when the jokes come out that are not appropriate.
Just announced the judgment?
Yes, sir.
Show you State's Exhibit 36. Do you recognize that?
Yes, sir, I do.
And what is that?
This is the interview from the Wise County Sheriff's Office interview room, and it has my initials on it.
And when you put your initials, what does that mean?
That means I've reviewed it.
And is that a true and correct copy and an accurate depiction of the interview that you've been speaking about today?
Yes, sir.
Did we offer State's Exhibit 36?
Any objections other than those previously brought to the attention of the court?
No, Your Honor, no further objections.
Okay, those previous objections remain overruled and State's Exhibit 36 is admitted.
Is that published?
Yes, sir.
Okay.